Welcome back, YouTubers. You saw in our last video that we started disassembling our Viper engine. We found we had a pretty nasty issue. Looks like we've got a broken connecting rod in that block. So we've got to pull the engine out so we can see what kind of internal damage there is. When you're pulling a Viper engine, there are several things you need done first. One, of course, is taking the hood off, which is real simple. 4 nuts and a friend will get this thing off the car for you. It's real easy to get back into place as long as you don't mess with the hinges. Sometimes though, when you're pulling the engine, this cross brace on the hinge gets in the way, so we'll see if that gives us any problem today. I need to unhook the strut tower brace, oil cooler lines, lower radiator hose. A few more connectors here and there need to come undone. Underneath the car, I need to pull the belly pan so I can get to the transmission. And we're going to try to pull the engine and transmission out as one. We might take the side covers off to make it a little easier to some of these exhaust components. And of course the whole thing's pushed up in the air a foot or so. That transmission has to drop down pretty far in order to get the angle we need to clear this brace on the hinge. So let's get going. So we got all 5 bolts out for that shock tower brace. Oil cooler is disconnected. So now I can get this thing out of here. And it's a press fit. Lots of little tapping and pulling. And then maybe you can grab a corner here. There we go. The hammer, claw, come on out of there. Now get it over this plastic line. And that's out. That's always a royal pain. That actually went pretty fast though today. It doesn't always come out that easy. And just put your bolts back where they were so you can remember which ones go where. And this one screws into here. That'll be out of the way. It's not going to hurt anything just to leave it here. Right now I am removing the, I'm just loosening up the bolts right now for the transmission cross member. I'm not going to take this cross member out yet because I don't have a jack supporting the transmission. But I unplugged all the connectors. There's one little plug that I need to separate from the transmission. If it doesn't want to come out, I'll just undo the bolt. There's one of those little clips on there holding it on. Doesn't seem to want to give it up. Probably just undo the bolt. And I got to do the drive shaft. These things are pretty tight. I always use Loctite when I put these things in. So you're going to have to muscle it off all the way through, and it's a pretty small space. You're not going to be able to get a socket wrench in here. So you just got to get a small wrench. This one's an 8mm, and then just start working it. I'm gonna do these bottom two, and then we'll rotate put the car in neutral, and then we'll spin it around, and we'll do the top two. And then we'll be able to get this drive shaft out of here. You may want to leave the drive shaft yoke stuck in the transmission, because when you start the transmission combo to get it out, all this gear oil is going to be coming out of the back. So if you can keep this thing stuck in the back side, you might be happier. The garage floor will certainly be happier. This lots of little turns. Fine threaded, high strength bolt like that. There we go. Like I said, very tight, but they need to be tight. You do not let this thing coming loose on you when you're driving. And you can see, I mean, once you break it loose, they still don't come out. I mean, you gotta muscle it all the way. That's what you want. You want that Loctite giving you a good interference fit all the way through the thread count. Alright, so here we are, unhooking the oil cooler lines. These are aftermarket lines. I replaced these with some Earl's lines or Jegs, or I don't know who these belong to, but they're aftermarket. Alright, surprisingly no oil came out of there, so that's clear. Let's pull this sensor cable off. We don't need that. And let's see what I got over here. I gotta loosen up this alternator so I can unhook that one. This power line we gotta unhook. Things moving. There we go. I should probably, the battery's still connected, but it's dead. It's dead as a doorknob, so I'm not going to even bother disconnecting the battery. He's dead. Car's been sitting for too long. Let's get some O2 sensors on the bottom that may need to come out. Oh. Yeah, we gotta get this harness out. I'm just going to loosen this alternator a little bit so I can sneak this harness through. Okay. There we go. So we got a cam sensor down here, or something. Done. Another sensor. One thing I forgot to mention before is you got to remove the shifter before you pull the engine. So we were almost ready to pull it, but we got to do this first. Come on out of there. Got to sneak it by all these switches. There we go. Okay. Get that thing out of the way. boot needs to be pushed around. There we go. And that exposes the internal boot. Oh man, this thing's in bad shape. Maybe it's time to replace this thing. Alright, so I think we got everything disconnected for the most part. We might have a wire or two that we can have to disconnect once we get this thing pulled up. I know the clutch master cylinder is still connected. I was having a hard time getting to it down in there, so we want to pull it up halfway and see if we can disconnect it better. Right now we're hooking up the chains. We've got our load leveler for our engine hoist. Let's see how this goes. Alright, pulling the engine. Let's see what we hang up on. Take that here on the transmission. So the drive shaft is still connected to the transmission. Hopefully it'll stay in place.
There's the mount, the motor mount.
The motor mount?
Holding the that's the head gasket.
Better?
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to hold to the side while I pull?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh my God! I've got a hole in my cylinder block over here. I can see it now. That's not good.
There's a hose attached. This hose right here is attached to it.
You're gonna do that?
No.
Oh, right here. Okay. I just need a Phillips screwdriver. Or a straight. I'm sorry. Straight right here.
There's a hole.
There is a hole in the engine block.
Oh.
So this block is toast.
Huge hole.
That's a huge hole.
That's why there's no glue on the line.
This is tight. And then just like the back part here.
So we can find a new motor.
Maybe.
How can we make a hole with it?
When the rods break, and they're spinning around at 6,000 RPMs, pieces go flying. And the aluminum block usually doesn't have those chains. There we go. The block, yeah, the block is aluminum. Okay. So maybe this thing up a little higher, maybe coming forward a bit. What do you think?
Right there.
Okay.
Or it has to go a little forward. No, you can go more. Still
Okay.
a lot is.
Alright, so I think we just lost the video. Let's pull in the engine this far. We'll see, hopefully I can save something later, but the camera's been acting up. But here you can see the problem. I got a hole in the side of the block about the size of a silver dollar. So Yeah, something let go in there. What was the problem?
Too much horsepower.
Too much horsepower. Too much horsepower, the rods weren't strong enough. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think the rods were pretty strong. They made a hole in the block.
Yeah, pretty strong there. Okay. Clear. This is the top there.
Okay.
Alright, are we on top?
This on top.
Alright.
Hold on, just gonna do something.
Is it?
No.
It's three over here.
Yeah. This needs to come forward. What?
We're about to lose our drive shaft. Drive shafts. Stay there.
This is to pull.
Can you
Push up over here while you pull down.
Yeah. Drive shaft back in place. Okay, there we go. Alright. Going up again, right?
Yeah, it needs to move now. Hold on, there's
Resting on
something
it.
there. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's not good. What happened?
You just got cut in your skull.
Okay.
Now?
A little far, more forward. Okay, push it more forward. Okay, so can you grab that drive shaft and get it up? Anywhere? Any direction? Not yet? Okay. Let's go more forward. Going up a little more. Okay. I'm going to push it back toward you.
Is that doing something?
A little bit. We're okay. Okay. And
Forward?
coming back out toward me.
I'm gonna rest the drive shaft on the top right here.
Okay.
I'm not gonna reach it anymore.
Alright.
Do I need to look at some plastic or some?
No, it's not going to be. It's transmission will come out.
Yeah, it's gonna come out now.
Ready?
Yeah.
There we go. Transmission's loose. We should remove the clutch and flywheel if we can.
This is more size than things.
You got that what? 3/8. Alright, here we go. Pressure plate is about to come off. We loosened all these bolts evenly so we didn't warp the pressure plate. A couple more try to sneak out. Yeah, go put it out there. There we go. Done. Hang on, no. Put that back down. How did that fall out?
Way down.
Something like that? I think so, right? Is that the way it was? You don't know.
It was flat like that.
Okay, well, let's go with that then. Shoot. Alright, so all 8 of those flywheel bolts are out. This thing should pop out now. Maybe, sort of.
You shouldn't loosen up anything.
Let me get a little hammer. It's hammer time!
Do your hammer then.
There it is. Alright, we'll have to sit that side for rebuilding later. I've got a pretty new pilot bearing in there, so that should be good. Alright, so now we gotta hook this thing up.
Are you growing sideburns?
Sideburns? Probably
Yeah.
just poor shaving.
Look at me.
Why, did I grease all over my face? Are you making fun of me?
No,
I think so. I think you're making fun of me.
not at all. Oh.
Alright, so got the engine stand mount in place. And we're going up.
Okay, there.
Engage.
Maybe a little lower.
I don't know.
I think so.
There we go. And then, done. That's how you pull a Viper engine. So for the next video, we'll be tearing this thing down and we'll be looking at the carnage inside. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.